Okay, look at this t-shirt. This is a t-shirt I don't have anymore, obviously. So let's have a closer look at it. Even though I don't have it anymore, I wanted to include it in this video because I do consider this to be an important step in my life. At the end of 2014, and I don't remember exactly how, I stumbled over the Cybersecurity Challenge Germany, which was a CTF-like competition for students. And as you know, at this time I was in university doing my master's degree, so this was an event that fit me very well. Now, the Cybersecurity Challenge Germany, was kind of cringy. I participated, because it's funny. It is cyber. The challenges were not really comparable to real CTFs, were not that great. But even though I might have started a bit ironically, I really, really enjoyed it, mainly because of all the people that I've met there. And the people I met there will become very important in just a moment, but let me quickly just tell you more about this competition. So this competition started with an online qualification round, and there were only a handful of challenges, and there were not that many participants. Maybe there were only a dozen or so serious participants. And so it was kind of easy to dominate the scoreboard and always place very well in these qualification rounds. In the end, actually, everybody who qualified in this qualification round had full points. So it wasn't super special to me, but I felt very competitive. I wanted to be the fastest and so forth. Now, this qualification round differed from typical CTFs in a few ways. First of all, it was about individuals, so you played alone, not in a team. And also it was over a span of 3 months, so there was really enough time to tackle these challenges. I qualified for the finals and was invited to Berlin because I was already living there, so that was easy. And then the finals were very different again from the qualification round, because there now it was a team competition. You were randomly assigned into 2 teams, 5v5. So there were the seniors, those were the university student, 5v5, and then there were the school students, the juniors, which were also 5v5, but they were kind of separated. We didn't compete really with the juniors. Was it only 1 day of competition? I believe it was only 6 hours or 8 hours or something like that. I forgot. And of course, I don't know how else to say it, but my team won. Of course, this was a team effort. We were 5 people, so it was not like I was solving all the challenges. Unless, of course, with more data, we can determine that I must be the winning condition. A few months later, a new qualification round started for the 2015 Cybersecurity Challenge Germany, where again I qualified and went to the finals and won again. Both times they were giving out laptops for the winners, so I got 2 ThinkPads. Actually, one of those ThinkPads is still standing here. And that's why I'm the 2-time, the back-to-back 2014-2015 champion CTF winner. Of course, I'm just joking. I was very lucky with the team selection. But also in some way I was one of the most experienced people there, because I think I was the only one who was already working in IT security. I was doing penetration testing at this point for over a year now. So I also felt a little bit it's unfair. Unfair in the sense that this event is intended for students, young people, to get into the field and connect with companies, maybe find jobs and so forth. And here I am already well placed into the world of IT security. I didn't really need this competition to get my foot into this industry. Even though a few of those challenges were kind of not so interesting, it was awesome to meet like-minded people. Up until this point, I've been playing CTFs and war games, but I didn't really connect with anybody else. I wasn't really playing with anybody else. I was always playing alone. And this was the first time I really felt connected with other people playing CTFs. We had an unofficial IRC where we would hang out and we would write our own IRC bots that always scraped the challenge platform, and when somebody else solved the challenge, it would announce it in the IRC and so forth, all this kind of stuff. And we would also be angry and rant a lot when some challenge was a bit too guessy or so. And why I'm telling you all of this is that this is the group out of which the CTF team ALLES was created. The ALLES CTF team, which has become one of the best German CTF teams and is competing on this global scale of CTFs, is made up of prior participants from this Cybersecurity Challenge Germany. Of course, the ALLES team wasn't as good at the beginning. It took quite a few years to get to this level we are at today. Having a CTF team is awesome. Having this group of people is so great. I enjoy it so much. But if you think it's necessary to become good or anything like that, that's not true. I don't want to pretend. Of course, it's awesome to play with these people and I'm learning a lot. But as you can see now from this timeline from these videos I've been making, I've participated in CTFs and war games and have been doing security stuff for quite a few years before I kind of stumbled into a CTF team. So don't stress, don't hurry, don't think you need to find something now. Eventually you might stumble over a team that you can join or stumble over new friends that then form a new CTF team. And then you grow together, you get better and better together and you can share stuff and learn from each other. You don't need people that are better than you to teach you. I didn't really have that. Now there's also an origin story of how the CTF team ALLES was named, and I'm claiming to have coined that term, but I want to be a bit careful. Maybe there was some other origin, but as far as I remember, sitting in IRC and I was working on some kind of guessy challenge and I tried everything in capital letters. Of course, I would write it in German. I would write, ich habe alles ausprobiert. And then ALLES was in capital letters. And somehow this was so funny to the people, it became kind of like an internal joke that we always tried everything. I have no clue how this then became the name of a CTF team. Also, I kind of lost a little bit contact with the cybersecurity challenges after I have not participated anymore. So somehow people who experienced, the original ALLES meme stayed with the competition until later point and formed kind of the ALLES CTF team. And suddenly I had a team. Like it wasn't planned, it wasn't organized or whatever, it just happened. So the Cybersecurity Challenge was with me at the end of 2014 and then throughout 2015 as well. So timeline-wise, we are like right at the moment where I would start my YouTube channel. Which also means I participated in this competition not as LiveOverflow, but as my professional identity, my real-life identity. Another reason why I wanted to include this t-shirt in this video series is because I wanted to tell you again that actually the Cybersecurity Challenge has evolved. Last year, the organization of the Cybersecurity Challenge Germany was kind of all up in the air because a big sponsor or partner dropped off. And then we as prior participants who gained so much through this competition, the network that we have created within each other, the ALLES CTF team and the opportunities that came with that, we thought this was so valuable and we wanted to keep that going. And so we decided to actually found a non-profit organization, the Nachwuchsförderung für IT-Sicherheit e.V., basically translate to supporting young IT security talents in Germany as a non-profit. And this non-profit exists as a first reason to organize the Cybersecurity Challenge. We have actually organized it this year for the first time. And of course, due to Corona, it was only an online event. And I pride myself to say that I think we made a really, really cool event out of this. While previously, the challenges were kind of meh and it was a bit cringy cyber stuff, the name is still there. It's still called Cybersecurity Challenge Germany. But now it's organized by people who are actively participating in world-class CTFs that understand how good CTF challenges are made. And this time there's no commercial interest at play. So it's all more community driven. And I want to mention this because everybody is obviously invited to join the Cybersecurity Challenge next year. There's also a Discord that you can join. And so it's mainly for the German community, of course, because it's a national event. But there are equivalent European-wide events as well. And of course, some people also speak English. If you want to learn more about this, I also link again my video where I talk a little bit more about our organization, the Cybersecurity Challenge Germany. It was the announcement video for this year's CSCG, but obviously will be very similar to next year's Cybersecurity Challenge Germany. So if you are a German student in school or university, keep an eye out for next year's Cybersecurity Challenge. Yeah, so this was this t-shirt. I don't have to get rid of it because I already did, because it was a terrible t-shirt.